We truly create our own reality. Everything in our lives is a projection from what is inside of us. And the thing is we have been programmed with limits so that we don't become powerful. We don't tap into our inner potential, because then we would be able to reach the same level as the people that want to have power over us. And so they have limited our minds, put limits into our souls, and kept us down, devolving the rest of humanity so that they can lead over us. Now, this is not supposed to be political, but I'm just explaining to you that we have innate human potential within us, and it has been suppressed for so long. That is why you have never heard of this kind of stuff before unless you study it. That is what this whole program is about tapping into your true human potential, because I am absolutely obsessed with this stuff, with tapping into our innate abilities and human faculties that are higher up on the chart than just these 5 senses that we've been gifted with, that dogs have also been gifted with. We are the most intelligent life forms on the planet, and it's time we start acting like it and tapping into it and utilizing these powers in our business to create massive amounts of financial success in our lives, as well as fulfillment to make us happy and joyful on a daily basis. And it all starts from within. And that is what the Future Forge is all about. So I want to go into my story. And it all started when I was in high school. I guess when the main story started, right? I've always been into personal development, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, all that kind of stuff. When I was a little kid, I watched The Secret. My grandma showed us The Secret when I was in 3rd grade. You know what that is? It's the Law of Attraction movie. Everybody's seen it. It seems like if you haven't, you need to go watch it. Was manifesting things like crazy, because at that young of an age, I didn't have these limiting beliefs that says that this thing cannot exist, because you can't just make things poof out of thin air, which is how a lot of people justify not implementing it, because it sounds so stupid, right? You could never just create things out of thin air. Well, that's not really the concept, but you just go and continue having the law of attraction work negatively in your life, because it's going to work no matter what. Fast forwarding to my senior year of high school, down 9 credits. It's 18 semesters of high school that I had to make up on top of my current load of classes. And my school counselor came up to me. He says, "Tyler, there's no way you're going to be able to do this. This is basically impossible. And you should probably drop out, get your GED. You can probably get it pretty fast. And you're probably just going to have to go work at like fast food or like a warehouse job forever." Fuck off. You're wrong about me. I will do this. I can do this, because I can do whatever I put my mind to. And I thought back to my younger self. I used the same knowledge that I used back when I was a little kid, because that's all we really are, is just little kids at heart in our souls, before we get all these limitations on us. Thought back, and I implemented the same strategies. And sure enough, within a year, I had made up 18 semesters of high school, as well as my current load of classes, and I walked across that graduation stage. And I also won an academic achievement award for credit retrieval, or like student development or something. But that was the most incredible moment of my life at that point. I was so proud of myself, because I literally defied all odds and made it happen by using that internal power. Got out of high school, went straight to work, didn't go to college, couldn't go to college, didn't want to go to college. Hated working, because I was working night shifts. That's like the best way to get paid as a dude. And that's a limiting belief for me. It was for me, is work is like the most laborious, horrible jobs get paid the most, right? And that was something I had to break as in entrepreneurship as well, is that you have to, break your back to earn a lot of money. And it's not true, but I had to get over that. And so night shift after night shift, I used to do 24-hour shifts, driving forklifts from 11 p.m. to 3 p.m. overnight with nothing but coffee to eat. All kinds of just horrible jobs. Broke my back. Literally had to get, I think, 4 spinal injections from injuries that I've had from working, right? So I hated having jobs. They were just the worst. And I wanted nothing more but to get out of the employment industry and have taking orders from an asshole boss who really doesn't care about me at all. Treats me as a liability, as a paycheck, right? Hated it. So after trying so many different things, tried so many different businesses online, I sold fidget spinners on Amazon. I tried affiliate marketing. I did drop shipping, so many different ideas just so I could make a quick buck, right? But I never really had any mentors, never had anybody to tell me how to do it. I took some courses, but everybody just wants to sell you their Amazon FBA course, but doesn't want to actually go into the deeper meanings as to why you can't succeed in entrepreneurship at anything. Because it's the internal self-image you have of yourself, and it's the subconscious limiting beliefs that let you get to one point and then self-sabotage yourself because your thermostat cannot be raised because you don't even know that you have a thermostat. So anyways, I was one night posted outside of a bar in Seattle as a security guard, sitting on the stoop checking IDs, and I saw this big ass line wrap around the block, way bigger than my line. And I was like, what is going on out here? Like, why are people lined up? And so I, had my buddy take my shift, and I walked around the block, and sure enough, it's a hot dog cart. And this hot dog vendor just slinging dogs in Seattle, making bank, because he has a line of about 25 people wrapped around the block. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be standing out here in the cold all night, I'd rather be making that kind of money than making $17 an hour, right? So I did a bunch of research, found people to kind of like coach me through the whole process, found somebody who sells hot dog carts, bought a tent, bought everything that I needed to start a hot dog business, built the sickest brand of any hot dog business in the entire world. I don't even care. We go by Squatch Dogs. And I started it when I was 21 years old. And I have been self-employed ever since, haven't had a boss. I am now 24. And that business started out a little rough. The first day was more money than I have ever made in an entire day in my life. And it was the most liberating, proud moment I think I've ever had, because it was such a drastic difference of paycheck money to I did this entirely myself and I am the reason that this money has been brought to me. The thing is over that summer, things started to dwindle down. Long story short, I only made $13,000 in my first year of business with my hot dog cart. What I did is I really dove deep within myself, asked myself, why is this happening? Why am I not able to create the amount of money that everybody else seems to be creating? It has to be something with me internally, not the strategies, not the systems. My brand is amazing. Why am I not making the money that I think I should? And I dove deep into books, seminars, courses, literal programs, just diving so deep into self-image and identity and subconscious beliefs and all of these amazing things. And I figured it out and I implemented the strategies. And that next year, a 6-month season from May to October, my business with just my girlfriend and I made well into the 6-figure mark with a hot dog cart, selling hot dogs and lemonade. 6 figures from $13,000. That's 10x in a year. And you know what changed? Nothing but my mindset. Nothing but my internal world. That's all that changed. And after that summer, I knew how impactful and powerful this knowledge is, and the implementation of this, how big of a difference it could make in your life and business. And I became absolutely obsessed with psychological performance and human potential. I got this, which is 100 hours of life coach training from Tony Robbins. And I began to become so obsessed with learning as much as I physically can with this. I had a horrible rundown with my girlfriend and I. She has had a very rough childhood. You can go and listen to her story down below, but had a hard childhood. And her subconscious beliefs were literally being projected into the world because things were happening so good in our lives. And that did not resonate with her self-image, with what she deserved in her core, right? And so I was able to go in and use my knowledge and my expertise and this guy to really change everything about her internal world. And it was insane to watch the transformation. I love transformations. I'm a builder. It was absolutely incredible to be able to use what I've learned to get into the emotional side of things, and the subconscious, and the self-image, and the visualizations and the vision boards, and so many of my tools and systems that I use, the neural associations of so many different things that we have in our brains that we don't even know about. In this new world that we're going into, I'm taking this knowledge, I am obsessed with it, and I'm passing it on to you so we can work one-on-one together. Literally, I'm going to be able to come into your life and you can tell me everything. You know, we specialize in business here. We're going to be building massive wealth, massive financial success in our business using this knowledge. But this is going to spread so much further than that. It's going to spread into every relationship you build from here on out, and it's going to spread into every single aspect of your life. But specifically in business, how are we going to separate ourselves from the rest of the people? And that is all going to come from within. Being able to shift your personality, being able to shift your self-image as someone who is massively successful, and the rest will follow. Everything stems from the identity. You will see the ripple effect of your reality diagram down below. And everything stems from your identity. It's science. It's self-image. It's psycho-cybernetic science that we're talking about here. I am here to help you create an unstoppable force from within you that is going to manifest and create anything you could ever imagine. You know, Napoleon Hill said that imagination is our highest human ability. No other being, no other species, no other form on this planet has the ability to imagine things, to actually desire. The Latin root definition of desire is of the Father. The ability to desire and imagine things has been given to us from something more powerful than ourselves. And it is what it really is, our human potential. It's to tap into that imagination, to imagine as if our desires are already here. And instantly, we have the ability to create that in our lives, to attain our desires in our reality. Wisdom that has been passed down to us from the most ancient philosophers and massively successful people like Henry Ford, like Napoleon Hill, like all of these people who have had no distractions from the internal world. They didn't have the phones, they didn't have the news, they didn't have all the bullshit to suppress their human abilities. They were just obsessed with discovering more about it. And we take the ancient knowledge and we implement it into today's world. And the results from this implementation will blow your life and business out of the water. You'll find that there are tons of yahoos out here telling you how you can get rich just like they got rich, right? But the thing is no one actually talks about how you need to become rich internally before you can create the results of wealth externally. The more you continue to try these different opportunities before you actually dive in within your internal world, you will just continue to get frustrated and pissed off because none of them work. The thing is it's not the opportunities that are fucking you over. It is the subconscious limitations, how you've been programmed to operate. That is the problem. And these problems can be solved, but it takes someone with the knowledge, the specific knowledge of the sciences of mental performance and human potential to dive in and see it from afar, notice what's going on, and helping you understand how to fix it from the inside out. And that is exactly why I've created this program because there is no one-on-one coaching program or no program in general that actually takes anyone through this process. This completely encompasses all of entrepreneurship. This isn't just self-image work. We are going to design a map, a massive action plan, and build a lethal armory of systems, strategies, tools, and weapons you can use to get to your destination without getting killed by a dragon. 99% of the people that fail at stuff always point the finger and blame the lack of resources they had going into the venture. The problem is that lack of resources is never the actual problem. The real problem is a lack of resourcefulness. This is what that armory is all about. It's about becoming a resourceful person with the motivation to find what you need to implement and take action, massive action, on those strategies, tools, and systems. Because there are going to be massive challenges that stand in our way of success. And without the proper resources, we will fail. But we will never get those resources without the internal ability and skill of resourcefulness. And that is what we're going to gain, is the resourcefulness from within us to get these skills and abilities in order to conquer the dragon that stands in the way of the castle, or whatever analogy you want to use. This is a 12-week program where we are going to work one-on-one, you and me, together. I am going to be boxing up a package for you containing all kinds of awesome stuff. The survival kit, the arrow build kit where we are actually going to build this guy, which means a hell of a lot more than just something that can kill someone, or you can shoot at an animal and hunt, right? Or just a cool wall decoration. It means so much more than that. And we're going to be meeting once a week on Zoom, where we're going to talk about your challenges, your mental blockages, what you're going through, the fear, all of it, diving deep into your life personally. And then we're going to give you assignments so that we can take action and overcome these things and build on each day. And you're going to have personal access to me on a daily basis. You're going to get daily support from my actual phone on WhatsApp, where, throughout the week, if instead of waiting till our Zoom call to talk, you have daily access to me as well. So this is your call to adventure. Come on, let's unlock the inner human potential as the most intelligent being on this planet. Release all the limits from your mind and life and strengthen your psychological performance to levels that you have never seen. It's go time. Are you in?